I first found out about the youth center from my brother because he used to come here a long time ago. And then I'd see YFC and PWP all around town in offices and schools and stuff. So I thought I'd come check it out, and it turned out to be a really cool place.
I was introduced to it to my sister when she wanted me to meet a few people and show me it.
I just love how safe it makes everybody feel. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, you're always able to come here, and no matter your past, they still accept you as a family and still try to help you out and try to get you to become the best that they know that you can become.
They're enjoyable, and I like coming to see what's going on, and I think it's really cool that we have art programs and we have drop-ins, and road trip Wednesdays are always so much fun.
My favorite part about programming at the youth center would have to be the PWP crew, and that is Paint with Purpose. It's a graffiti-based ministry, and it's just a great way to get more attached into God because you're painting for something instead of painting just for fun. You paint for a purpose.
It's a really good way to meet people, and not just people you would meet on the street. It's people who will actually care about you.
I come to the youth center because it's a really fun place where if I'm feeling tired, I can just relax, play some cards with some friends, or play some video games, or I can do a pickup game of hockey and be physical and just laugh and joke with people and have a lot of fun. I can also, though, ask questions if I have any questions about my faith or about school or anything, and there's usually a wide variety of staff here, so I can usually get my answer that I'm hoping to look for.
Because I thought it was fun, and there's a lot of great people here, and it's a really good way to make friends.
Story of how I became a Christian. I think it started before I started coming to the youth center. I was in depression before that, and I thought about suicide, and then I decided a lot of people do believe in God and they go to God for help. So I prayed to God to help me find something that I could help believe in Him and to show me a sign. And then after a while I met Roy down at the school, and then that kind of started everything in me believing in God again. So a big impact would be a former volunteer that came down and had a chat with me over coffee and just explained to me how his life was turned around by God, and it really got me focused how God actually can turn your life completely around. Roy started talking to me about God and if I believed, and I was starting to believe more and more since I've been coming to the youth center. And then one day he took me to church, and then I think about a month later he asked me if I wanted to go to the front of the church and surrender my life to God, and I said yes.
I hung out with a lot of negative people, and I had a really negative outlook on life. But when I started thinking more positively and hanging out with more positive people, my view on God also changed. One day, I guess I just kind of snapped out of thinking negatively, and I thought, well, I'm only here for a certain amount of time, and after that, the negative people just started fading out of my life. I just started hanging around better places, and one of the better places definitely was the youth center, though. There's a lot of really amazing people here. Most of all, I think it's just a sense of community and belonging somewhere and being loved.
Well, after coming to youth for a little while, there was camp that we were offered, and my home life wasn't the best at that moment, so I asked him if I could go to camp, and he said sure. So I went to camp, and I didn't realize it was a Christian camp at first, so I was really disappointed when I first got there. But after a while I started to like it, and it changed me. We got into some pretty cute, really deep conversations, and I don't know, it really made me think. And the last night we all got blessings, and the youth leaders blessed us, and the next day I asked Greg if he would baptize me, and he did.
I became a Christian because I had a really crappy past, and I grew up in a bad household, and I kind of had to fend for myself, and I got into bad things really fast. I got into fighting, I got into at first to smoking weed, and then it just went from there, and I didn't receive any attention from my house, so I would act out, and I became a really bad kid, and one of the kids that you'd check your pockets after he hung out with you, and I ended up getting addicted to drugs like Oxycontin and Percocets, and I was addicted to those for a while. And like I kind of hit rock bottom, and no matter what I did, I always had to fend for myself. And I started like selling drugs. I started doing everything that was like that you shouldn't be doing, and I hit rock bottom, and I just kind of stayed at rock bottom for a while, and through youth, and then I went out to a Christian camp up north. Like I made the decision overnight. Like I decided to go a day before that we left. Mainly my decision was because I wanted to get away from everything. I wanted to run away. Like I thought that it was an easy scapegoat. I got it. I got there. I absolutely hated it at first. It was a really big reality check to like how the rest of the world was and like where I was. And like when I was out there, I was talking to people. I ended up like over a few days, I was listening more and more to the talks of the Bible lessons and all that, and a few major talks really hit me where like when I was talking about family and drug addiction and how and like all of that stuff and how Jesus and how God can make you overcome that, and he's there with you whether you know it or not. And that really hit me hard, and it made me think about my past. As I thought about it more and more, I realized that I wasn't alone, and it really hit me hard and hit me fast, and I started believing in it really fast, and that's kind of where I got to today.
I am so glad I made that decision to go to camp, because I feel like I'm improving myself, and I'm really happy with like who I'm becoming, and I want to keep like changing to be a better person. I want to get like closer in the relation, like with the relationship I have with God and everything. Now I'm attending church with Renee, and when I go to her church, I feel so at home, and everyone's so nice there, and I feel so accepted there. And I don't know, I'm really happy with where I'm going now.
Well, at first they really thought that like I had changed. They were scared to hang out with me because they thought I was going to shove the Bible down their throat every chance I got, and they thought like maybe I changed and I'm not the same person, and I'm one of those people who like just go and preach every day and can't hang out anymore and can't talk with them and is a completely different person. So that was kind of upsetting, but when I got back, everybody realized that I was still me, but there was a bit of a change in me.
My friends don't really care. No matter what religion I chose, they'd be happy with it, but my family is definitely a different story. My dad and my dad's side of the family are really like terrible towards Christians. They make fun of them a lot, so.
My friends haven't really changed the way they look at me or think about me because I believe in God. I think some of them actually are starting to believe more in God now that I do, and I don't really get too negative responses.
They don't really have an opinion on it. I haven't really heard much from them. They don't look at me any different, but I've definitely been noticing differences in myself. It really did change me.
Like, I think he's there, but I don't know.
I do believe there is something out there, although right now I can't really prove that God exists, because yes, there is the Bible and there is scripture. However, lots of history has been wrong, and as things get passed down, I do think that messages can be lost.
It just showed me that there's like a lot more places that you can see God, and more than just like churches and stuff, and that he's like everywhere.